Hey RV family, keep it tight. My name is Jay Morris, the Review Guy, and I'm back again to bring you another video. And in this one I'm going to be covering the new Kero Kero Bonito EP, Surprise EP, Civilisation I? So Kero Kero Bonito, formed in 2011, spearheaded by Sarah Bonito. They're kind of indie rock, dance rock, EDM, synth-pop. They're a lot of things. Gus Lobban and Jamie Lubed are the producers, the instrumental workers, whereas Sarah is the front woman. They're a band I've always gotten quite a bit out of, mostly from their kind of amalgamation of different styles that I do enjoy, whether it be synth-pop or dance rock or dance hall, and I also always like the very bubbly and expressive and bright film that was kind of layered over their sound in the wake of J-pop, with very cute and upbeat instrumentals. I've also liked that Sarah also raps and sings in both English and Japanese. I especially like their 2016 album, Bonito Generation, one of the best electropop albums to come out around that time. Just so fun to listen to, so huggable and warm, it's like a sunbeam. However, Kero Kero Bonito did something in 2018. They released two different things. One was an EP, TOTEP, or The One True EP, which was self-released, had 3 tracks on it, remember that please, and this featured a sound that hadn't really been touched upon by the band. It was more shoegazy, more in the vein of like My Bloody Valentine or even Mount Eerie. It had very lo-fi sounds, a very punk aesthetic, but however, later that year they released Time and Place, which was an album that was pretty much nothing like Bonito Generation. The band had a gigantic hyper lens that was hyper-focused on the world of shoegaze, just like the EP that they just released, only this time it was being paired with different things such as like dream pop and noise pop and dance rock, and you even had some twee pop making its way into the inclusions. Little bit weird to get used to considering that it was so much different than what they'd previously done, but Sarah Bonito's performances, as well as the great production work and all of the embellishments thrown into the like mix to throw in monkey wrenches in the cauldron to shake things up a little bit, made it an enjoyable listen. Welcome back! They're doing it again! Just like Time and Place, Civilization I is released on Polyvinyl Records. It's 3 tracks long, and it's slightly different. And it kind of has me very excited for whatever project they're going to come through with next. I wouldn't say it's a sour taste left in my mouth, but there's the type of thing like I need more, I want more. For such a short EP, it's hard to get a grasp of that sound. It's just kind of like a taste test. If any of you have ever been to a place called Baskin-Robbins, you can get a little tasting spoon and they'll let you taste a flavor. It's basically Kero Kero Bonito's, version of that. Battle Lines and When the Fire Comes, the first 2 tracks feature kind of somewhat of a similar sound to each other, so I can kind of talk about them in tandem, not to discredit each one's uniqueness. It just kind of encapsulates what this record's doing, or at least what I think it's trying to do or trying to lead up to, which would be the fact that they're including more Oriental instruments into the mix, more Oriental influences into the mix, having that shoegaze lens that were present on TOTEP and Time and Place, and kind of how some of these compositions can feel very drifty and lethargic. Battle Lines is hyperactive without getting too noisy, whereas When the Fires Come is more of just a smooth, nice, soft, ballad. It's a vibe and a half. I especially like the flute at the one time. It kind of reminds me of that one meme from Kero Kero Bonito that... Surely you guys understand what I'm talking about here. And continuing on with the discussion of these tracks, I really like how Kero Kero Bonito blends in these Oriental themes so seamlessly with their already established sound. It's very synth-pop and electropop based, but the Oriental influences just weave in and out flawlessly. Not only flawlessly, but in a cohesive way that makes sense, and it really does add this interesting dynamic to their refined sound. And for a band that's not even been around for a solid decade yet, for them to be constantly reinventing and constantly doing new things, it's super admirable and fun to listen to, what can I say? The River, the longest track at 4 minutes and 39 seconds, has a lot of great embellishments, a lot of great things thrown into the mix, especially loving those glitchy and kind of booting up sounds near the midway point, but I can't stress this enough that near the latter half, everything builds up to sound very noisy, somewhat similar to what you would have gotten on Time and Place, but here it just sounds like a lot of instruments in tandem tandem, a lot of, you know, embellishments in tandem, a lot of compositional elements in tandem, but even though it seems noisy, it really isn't that noisy. It more just feels like this very lavish and lush instrumental that you're listening to, just drowning in. So for all it's worth, even though this is a really pretty EP, I feel like I need to get more, and this just feels somewhat like it's serving as a placeholder, a taste test. I wouldn't even be surprised if one of these tracks make it on to whatever album Kero Kero Bonito comes through with next, because I forget which one, but I know a track off of TOTEP, the One True EP, made it onto Time and Place, and it was a single on both of those records, so I would assume one of these tracks, if not maybe all of them, are going to carry over. So it's kind of a placeholder, and it's the type of thing that would I return to? I might return to it occasionally, but it's not something that I'm just head over heels for, because it's so short, so, you know, brief, that it's so hard to get a grasp of what they're really going to do. I need a more fleshed out record to get a feel for this sound, and I'm very excited, as always, to see what Kero Kero Bonito is going to do in the future. I'm going to be giving this EP a 7 out of 10. And that is a wrap. Please stay for the end screen of links to videos that you might be interested in. Have you heard this new Kero Kero Bonito EP, Civilisation I? If you have, let me know in the comment section below what you thought about it. I would love to discuss the record with you. Be sure to like this video if you enjoyed it. It'll help me out a lot. Subscribe to join the review family today, and smash that notification bell to be notified of my future uploads. My name is J Morris, the Review Guy. You know who it is, and I'm signing off saying farewell.